Okay, so yeah, it seems to be working. Give me just a second. So, welcome to another live. We're building that AI thing. Uh, More on that. Yeah, my brain is still resetting from work, so yeah. Anyway, uh, so quick recap. Last time, oh, actually, sorry, where we are right now. So we've built a little prototype where we can receive emails, reply to those emails, and include a response from an LLM, so make it smarter. And what we're trying to build is the simplest email assistant that we can think of that still preserves privacy in some way. So the idea here is you do not link to your email to some assistant or any other app. You literally just forward an email or send an email to a specific address, and that's it. That's all it takes. And we last time we designed a few cases, so you can find these notes on the website. So it should be in the description of this video if you're interested in following along. But you don't have to. You can just watch. And also, if anyone joins, please. I'm very open to suggestions. We can also spend some time chatting or do something else. But the goal is to build a business or an application that goes from nothing, what we have right now, a little prototype, to a single paid customer at least. Hopefully more than a single, but and it doesn't count if it is me or my brother. So there needs to be someone else. Ideally, someone I don't know, so it feels like it's serving a purpose. Okay, so we've got a bunch of cases. Our notes are getting a bit messy, but we're going to review soon. I added a few more notes for today. I didn't actually have anything for today's coffee time. I think the streaming Tuesday and Thursday means that between Tuesday and Thursday there's lower likelihoods of something being announced, and also I'm not always paying attention. So maybe what we're going to do is let's just use the voice. Was anything relevant in AI announced today or yesterday? Let's see if Chat GPT. I'm always a bit concerned of the fact it has memory about what I've been doing and stuff, but yeah. So I'm always a bit concerned it discloses something. Agentic, land-based, Workday, AI forecasting model for tropical storms. That's interesting. Wow, okay, Poland is full on. So that was today. I mean, if we trust this, I guess. Yeah. So NVIDIA is expanding. That was yesterday. Okay, so I guess, oh no, these are different. I usually use it on mobile, so maybe it's just I wasn't paying attention on desktop, but it seems to be different. Okay, I guess not like super relevant news to what we're discussing here. So we're going to stop this. Where is it? I guess one thing I changed is I changed the angle of the camera. So you can see a little bit more of the mess, but I felt like just two things that actually were annoying me before is that first just a white wall you were missing on the sun. It's not that sunny, it's just bright. And also that frame there, when the camera is front, for some reason the frame looks to be a bit sideways, but it's not. So it's properly aligned. Yeah, and that was annoying me when I was watching the recordings. So done, fixed. So now it looks misaligned on purpose. Okay. So what I was thinking. So as I said, what are we building? Simplest possible email assistant. You send an email to an address, you get a response. It should parse attachments, so you can send like contracts and things like that. My idea right now is that email is not the safest transport mechanism, but if you already received it by email, we're not decreasing the safety or the privacy of anything you're doing. So that's one aspect. And then in the future, we'll build an app if anyone likes this. Hopefully we're solving a real problem. So our goal is to now get from our little prototype to something that anyone can use online as fast as possible. And then we'll add the payments after that. So I want to get to a point where we move our little script into something that is more production-like code, or at least that I would feel more comfortable putting somewhere. Keep in mind, we're not going to be doing something that can scale to a huge amount of users because we're not expecting that to happen yet, but we should be able to at least measure where we are and what we need next. Now, let me just quickly adjust this a little bit. Is it properly done? I don't know. Can you see me? Hopefully you can see me. So there's that. And then I thought, like, since I'm already building this and I'm making it live as well, which makes it harder since when I have someone looking for some reason I can't even type. So why make it easy, right? So I'm going to complicate it a little bit. I'm actually going to use some frameworks and technology that I haven't used either in a long time or ever. So it's going to be interesting. But I thought it might be more interesting to see either me struggle. What is that thing? Either me struggle or just learning and go from there. So, and I'm happy to get any suggestions if anyone has them. Okay, so we've done. These pop-ups are really annoying, I must say. I think Notion should stop pushing so much. Like, when does it? Yeah, when you select something, because I want to do this. Sometimes I just by accident select like a word or something, and then I want to go up. Keeps annoying, but okay. So we've got all these, and today attach test cases. Let's move it out. So today it's going to be slightly exploratory. So we have a specific direction and goal. The goal is to get it to more production-like code. So it needs to parse the emails correctly. It needs to be able to reply. We won't be able to cover all the edge cases, but we want to be in a position where whenever we find a new edge case, it should be easy to add it to our tests and validate that it is running and that we're not breaking. And one of the main reasons is we can go into like how much testing is good or not in different applications. I have some opinions on that, but maybe that's for another time. But on this one, I have little knowledge of the actual email protocol and everything that's going under. So I have some knowledge, but like I need to learn a lot. So that's one part, and it's also having the tests and validating those separately, making sure that my assumptions are correct, and also that AI is helping. So that's good. And then on the other side is that we do not have a UI that is like a single UI with a single way of working that we can quickly open up and just see that it is working. So a lot of it is out of our control. So if a new client sends an email with a slightly different format, we may get different things. And so that's one. And then also on the other hand is that if we break something, we might not notice because there's no visual feedback to that. So we're going to create our own feedback, and those are the tests. I'm not going to go completely all the way into production code today because we're not going to deploy anything. So we're going to take step by step. Some of it I'll do offline probably throughout the weekend. Okay, so I've got some notes here for stuff to look. These days we use AI a lot to help us, right? So you're going to see me do that as well. And we're going to brainstorm a little bit here or in Cursor. And yeah, so tests. Okay, so let's see. Let's go to Cursor. I'm also back to my normal keyboard today. So if we look here, we've got the data sets. We're going to replace this at some point. So there's two types of tests. There'll be lots of thinking and brainstorming today, so bear with me. So there's two types of tests we want. So there's the validating our assumptions. Those will be simple unit tests, and we will do some level of coverage for the email parsing and reply. But then there's the one I feel we need to probably spend more effort on, and I would love to find a few good tools. If anyone knows them, please share in the comments or in the chat. Or also, before I forget, on Discord. There's also a Discord link in the description in my profile. So I'm trying to move some of the discussions there. I'm keeping it open right now. So Okay, I already wasted too long. Where was I? Yeah, so we want to be able to evaluate the outcome of the AI and be able to quickly measure improvements that we're actually moving the right direction. We're not going to be setting up like a full evaluation pipeline, etc. for now, but at least some tests. And these ones were this data set was just me collecting some of the things we got from Mailgun. Okay, so today, what is my biggest headache? What are we going to solve? So let's do this. Oh wait, I did forget something. Did we talk about WWDC last time? Yes, we did. Okay. That spotlight will be useful. Okay, so my biggest headache is that sending emails back and forth from Mailgun and an email client takes too long every time I want to test something. So yeah, we're going to try and navigate towards fixing this issue. We also need to start support first use case. So that will be what? That will be, yeah, we need to ignore this, that's fine. That will be this. The sign up. So we'll need SQLite here. For now, we'll move into Postgres or something else after. Deploy to Railway, probably. Okay. So far, so good. I've never used Alembic. How do you pronounce this? Alembic. Yeah. So that's going to be interesting. But yeah, we want the right thing there. Okay, cool. So our project is a flat file here. Where is it? Python Pine. Then we've got the requirements, and then we've got this. Pydantic AI doesn't have a version. Actually, nope. Nope. I've got different keys than I want. Split editor. So it'll be okay. No, it's not working. Split right. Why is it not? No. Okay, so we've got Pydantic AI is here. Fast API is there. UVcorn is not, so I need to add that. Requests is there. Different versions, but that's fine. Python, okay. And we're going to be using UV, but I don't know UV very well yet, so I'm very much into the vibe coding side of things. So yeah, hopefully you're good with that. Okay, so does UV? No, actually, no. Sorry. What was I going to do? Install dev dependency. Why I'm not using this? Install dev dependencies with UV. What? Dev. Okay. No, that's not what I want. Add dev dependencies with UV. Okay, this is more what I want. So dev, okay, and which ones did we say? So it's the .env there. Is it the same as python.env? Hopefully it is. UVcorn. I think that's it. Okay. Let's read their docs. Tools. Okay, so UV tool install. Is that what it is? Install UVcorn with UV. Nope. Okay. Hi there. I'm doing a little bit of both, I guess. So I do have some experience, but I'm also trying to do things that I haven't done before. And just to kind of summarize, we're building a AI assistant where you can send emails to this one specific address, and then you get responses. That email can include like attachments and things like that. So the AI part, I'm more experienced. Right now, I'm just trying to set, but I'm also trying to use tools that I haven't used before, like for example UV and things like that. So try to learn together. Hopefully that's interesting to you. Are you more keen on? And by the way, yeah, thanks for the comment, for the chat. Yeah, are you more keen on learning, teaching? What are you up to? All right, we do have some delay, so you will only see my answer probably in about like 30 seconds or so. I'm going to continue, but yeah, feel free to just chat or send any messages. Okay, so for now, I'm not going to do this yet. Okay, cool. So we've got most of the thing running. We want to start breaking this into... I'm also using, by the way, I'm also using Cursor a lot, and these days I just ask it to do whatever. Cool, thanks. Yeah. And I'm also curious. I mean, if you're happy to share, if you're working on anything, building anything, or you want to, please share what you're working on. There's also a Discord linked. I think it's linked in the video. It should be linked in the profile, and I believe also in the video description. And we can continue the chat offline as well. Usually, but I usually do lives Tuesday and Thursday. So we've been trying to build something to go from nothing to actually get someone paying for this, at least one person, hopefully. And you can see the process of getting there. Every so often, I do other kind of like little hacks. So recently, I've built something where you can paste links from YouTube, and then sample like little clips from YouTube, map them to your keyboard, and just play around with it. Yeah, so if you like that kind of thing, please do check out my profile. I should probably link it better. Kotlin, okay. Okay, so I haven't been covering mobile development or Kotlin. Kotlin is actually something I haven't done before. I do know someone who's pretty good at that, but... Oh, nice. So, yeah. Good age to learn, I guess. Hopefully you are having fun. And obviously, yeah, Android development is definitely quite a fun thing to develop. And since Google just announced a bunch of new things, like for like the new UI, etc., so you're probably going to have a lot of fun with that. I mean, let me know if you have ideas. Like, actually, leave in the comments now or later if you have ideas for a project, Android project, something simple, something we can do like in an hour or two. I can try. I also use AI a lot, and I try to... So I've got a lot of, I've been coding for a while, so it's good to kind of use AI to now help out on the boring bits, but I'm also trying to kind of show how to use it efficiently and effectively, etc. Advice. Okay, so I mean, I might have, but depends on what your goals are. So are you just curious? You want to build an app? You just want to like see how it works? Have you coded anything before, or is this your first experience? And by the way, because of the delay, I'm going to continue kind of doing and responding. So don't feel like I'm ignoring. I am happy to interrupt anytime. Okay. So while we wait for answers, I am going to ask you to move into different application. Okay, let's structure this application a bit better. So I want all the code to go into a app folder and then have the tests in the tests folder. The rest keep as is. So only the main pie needs to change and the project setup stays where it is. But it should be set up so that it's easy to run how we've been running so far. And by the way, thanks a lot for joining. It's really nice to see more people coming in and learning to code. Okay, so you want to get a job. So first, you're 14, so you're probably already used to hear this a lot, right? So, but that does mean like you can take it easier unless you have, I mean, unless you're doing it because you have some sort of pressure to do that work. But if it is self-interest, what I would say is take it easy, not in the sense like not caring about it enough, but in more that learning to code well, if you're just at the beginning, learning to code well and getting the skills that you need to go straight into a job are slightly different. And if you try to go too fast to just get a job, in my opinion, you actually may end up suffering a little bit with the basic stuff. Considering how much AI is coming in to replace some of that basic stuff, and considering how hard it is sometimes to find those jobs, you may find that even if you do find a job without the underlying knowledge, you may find that you don't progress in the job very well, and you always feel like you're not doing the cool projects and the cool things. So my point being that you probably want to do something that you at least find interesting. So find a problem. So since you want to learn Android development, that's actually pretty cool. Mobile, everyone has a phone, right? So pretty much everyone. So pick a problem or even just something of your interest. I don't know if you like any sports or games or anything, and just build something around there, even if it already exists. Actually, I would even say, especially if it already exists, pick something that you really like, an app you really like, try to figure out if it is simple, like do something simple, and then just try and do it. So that's the first thing. Obviously, then doing it takes effort, but if you do that, that already gives you a couple of things. So first, it gives you a design already done, because when you're building something, you need to figure out what you're building, how you're going to build it, how exactly it should work, and all. It's too much, right? So you want to probably start by copying something of your interest, and then you will also learn that sometimes things that seem to be simple at the start, they have some complications, and but that struggle is good. Then obviously, feel free to join the Discord as well and ask questions, because as you start, you might hit some walls, for example, and sometimes knowing when to stop a certain application because it's going to be too hard and move on to another one, that takes experience, I guess. I'm happy to give that type of advice. But if you start like small, something of your interest, your brain's already naturally understands the problem. Then it's just about learning to code. And if you're copying something that already exists, you can likely find online more people who have done it. So if you're stuck, you can ask questions. And I would say also, don't be too scared. Don't try to do everything yourself from scratch. Just find maybe like some simple app that is open source, or some simple example with Kotlin and then start tweaking things and try and understand, like, think of that app and then think of one feature you want to do. It's a lot easier to do a feature than an entire app, and then try to modify it just to get that feature. Because one thing that actually many people who are starting don't realize is that you will spend a huge amount of time if you do get the job, or when you get the job, not if. When you get the job. I said if because you might actually find that it's so cool to build your own apps, you don't need another job. But when you work with other people, you do spend a lot of time reading code and even reading your own code, etc. So that's something that you need to practice as well. So if you start with someone else's code and then figure out, you're learning in two ways. You're learning by looking at what they've done. Maybe it's not maybe their code is not the best or it might have issues, but it doesn't matter. You're learning from what they've done, and then you're also learning from trying to change it in the way you want, right? And bridging all those gaps. And hopefully that makes sense. Sorry, I'm talking a lot because, again, the delay. I don't know if you're listening or yet, or still, but hopefully that helps. Let me know if that doesn't. Again, Discord, I'm happy to continue the chat as well, and here as well. Oh, I just splashed myself. I also build stuff here so you can see how it feels sometimes to get stuck. Because one thing, that's why I wanted to do this live. I've been building software for quite a while. I've also worked in games, so I've made games and stuff like that. And I was lucky to work on some very interesting projects in my opinion. So yeah, cool. But I still, sometimes get stuck. It's not, there's always like roadblocks. I also like challenging myself, so it's more often than not I'm stuck on something, but hopefully I'm learning. And I wanted to do this live because I don't know, I feel like you learn a lot from observing others hitting walls and stuff like that, and maybe gives you a more realistic impression of what it actually takes. And I'm sure there's better software engineers than me that don't get stuck as often, but it's the brain I've got. So, but yeah, please stay around it. I mean, I'm happy to continue chatting as well. And also, if it is okay, if you're happy and want to continue seeing this, obviously don't forget to subscribe. So the cheeky plug. Okay, so actually, one more question for you. If you're starting now, how do you feel about AI, and have you actually tried it? Have you tried to code something with AI to build like something simple? Because I have some opinions about that when you're starting. My opinion is use AI as much as you can right now to learn faster, to bridge gaps, like to kind of, like when you're building an app, there's lots of things some things are harder than others, kind of like use AI. But the problem is that AI will very likely also give you wrong answers, and it's really hard to know why it's wrong unless you know what you're doing. So maybe for now, use AI a lot more to brainstorm and ask questions and speed up your learning, and then on purpose try to do some simple modifications yourself without using AI. Okay, so what is happening here? Oh, it's actually building the entire test suite, maybe. Who knows? No, it's not. No, again. Oh, it's already splitting everything for us. Here, I was talking about AI, you see? It's just, we can relax now. We can continue chatting. Claude is working for us. So, that's good. Okay, now let me show you how reading code is actually one of the biggest... I suspect like reading and debugging code is actually going to be a huge skill going forward, because now we need to figure out what's happening here, because it's like having someone who just started coding as well, you see, and then they're brilliant, but sometimes make really strange mistakes, and you need to watch out. Okay. And also one more question: Are you excited, or what kind of brought you into coding? If you don't mind sharing. Okay, so this is the thing we've done last time. This is good. Yeah, this is also the thing with, okay, it's just breaking stuff into different files. This I want to inspect in a second. Where is this file? The app. Okay, yeah, that's the net. Okay. Okay, so far it's just copying the code we've got. The parse code is not good. I don't like how it is. We need to, and the reason is because we generated a bunch of these things, and I'm still learning how the email structures work. I was reading a little bit about that actually. So they're simpler than I thought. So I probably Mailgun does a lot for us. So I should probably pay more attention to this one. But for now, it's just doing what we've done before. The attachments are not working, but we can fix that another time. Save PDF attachments. Yeah, it says saving. Yeah, don't like this either. But we're going to ignore. So far, only. Okay. Okay, cool. So in my course, there's a part where I have to build an application that is going to suggest me what to eat based on my health. Okay, cool. And is that something you would like to do, or and also kind of, are you excited to do these things, or you feel like it's more because of I don't know if by course you mean in school, or if you mean like something outside of school that you're doing. But I'm curious if you're excited about that specific application. And if you are, great, you already found your cool application. Maybe now try to find ideas. This is what everyday designer does as well. Go look at apps that do similar things. Just look at screenshots, see how they work, get ideas. If you don't like this specific application, and if it is for a course that you cannot escape, then do what you can. But also I would recommend, if you have the time and the space, try and do another simple application that you like more. Basically, just do stuff you like. That's my recommendation. Okay. So this is a save. We don't like this file, but we're not going to remove it. Send reply. Okay. This is getting quite complicated. And it's getting this again. Don't like it. Online course. Okay, cool. Is that like Udemy or Coursera? And also like Udemy, yeah. Actually, I have a friend, but he was doing Python stuff. But so did you? Yeah, cool. So yeah, in that case, yeah, go for it. And if you're already doing a course, actually, that is a good way to follow. I do maybe suggest that the downside, courses are good. I mean, do them. But the downside is that they can also trick you to think that you understand what's happening, because they also take you through the steps. So in a way, maybe in that case, but at least already have the course, like what we were saying before, where you want to be doing an app that maybe already exists out there, so you have an anchor, something you can copy. So the course is already giving you that. Try to then build a feature or something different. Maybe they've got like that as a project, but try and build a feature that they do not ask for, or like just something extra. Could be small, but like something extra that will give you. I mean, this is nothing new. I'm sure when you're learning other things, is similar. Like if you read about something, you probably know about it, but you don't fully know until you try. So try and do something different from the rest of the course. And also, like sprinkle with some cool ideas. Hopefully that helps. Okay, so we're doing too much here. I don't fully like the structure right now, but this is copying what we had. So it's basically just prototype code, but in a different place. Okay, so far, print attachment info, same thing. We're printing this. Okay, I'm happy to continue how this was. Okay, too much. We're going to simplify this. It's okay. And the way is AI taking over the world, letting AI development summarize. Yeah. So I would separate two things. So developing things with AI. I mean, that's used. To be honest, almost any app will need it, which reminds me of something, but in a minute. And then the other thing is there's developing AI, and there's developing with AI. So I would say I personally, and not everyone agrees with this at this point, but I would personally at least try using AI a lot, because it does a lot for you, but it also gets confused and can get you confused. Learning how to interact with this, learning communication with these models is quite useful and can speed up your learning and your process a lot. But also, like, for example, now it will take me longer to figure out what happened here. If it was me creating, maybe it would have been simpler. And then developing AI, actually, that could be the idea. If you like AI or that idea, and they're talking about health, I don't know if they're already hinting at using AI for your application, but if they're not, what I could say, so maybe this is unfair, because it's not the easiest problem ever, but Google is releasing a bunch of models that run locally, not on all phones, but on some phones. If you have access to a phone that can run their models, try and run one. And also, I'm from Bangladesh, so yeah, shout out to Bangladesh. I'm in the UK at the moment, but I'm originally Portuguese, so that's the accent, I guess. Cool. So what time is that? It's like 5. No, sorry, it's probably like 6 hours difference, maybe. Maybe even more. I'm curious. Can't type anymore. I told you that I can't type if someone's watching. 6, yeah. Cool. So it's late. Were you studying just now, or just like kind of doing the course? Is that what happened? I mean, I really appreciate that you joined, by the way. I'm still getting started with this YouTube journey. So I've got a bunch of videos and tutorials and stuff like that as well, not just lives. But yeah, I'm still getting started, so I really appreciate it. Okay, so by the way, just as information, in case you didn't spot, I'm using Python. This is like I'm using it to create the backend and the service. Kotlin is sufficiently different, but it's not that different. So whatever you see here would not be too different. I mean, the logic is still similar. Yeah. I wonder how long my video takes to arrive there. So I wonder if you said that before or after I checked Google, because I think I in previous streams I think it was like 30 seconds or 60 seconds delay. So sorry if it sounds like I'm responding to your previous question. Okay, cool. So we've got all these things, and we've got the Mailgun parser. Yeah. So what we're going to do now, what we're going to do is commit. Here's one more advice. Learn this. Actually, the good thing that you're here, because now as I start doing stuff, I keep remembering what you should do. I'm not sure if you've used Git before or GitHub. I think these days GitHub pretty much everyone has used. Learn how to keep your code versioned, because you're going to start experimenting and you want to be able to do things like this. I just moved everything to a different place. It's likely not going to work, but I want to be able to add it here and put a little message going like, started moving to the application structure, more for production. Now it's there. And now what this means is, so I don't have it. So if you look at my log, I'm not sure if you can understand this, but you can see everything I've been doing, all the steps. And if I make a mistake, I can revert. So I'll give you an example. Let's say deleted all this. Obviously I could undo, but as just a tip. Okay, so you can come to Git, and there's like visual ways to do this as well. I use the command line because I prefer it, but you can go here and then go like status. It will tell you that changed, and then I can go, okay, what changed? This. I deleted this is wrong, so restore. Boom, done. So we're back to where we were. But also not only that, let's say that I want to experiment with something just to try out. I don't want to commit to it yet. I can go and git checkout -b. So forget the commands. There's easier ways to do this, but I can go experiment. Okay, and then we go experiment. Let's say I want to experiment not having this. Okay, so now I just go removed some code. Okay, and now this obviously doesn't work, but it doesn't matter. What we're going to do now is I'm going to go back to where I was. Boom. So this is back. This is not reverting though, because what's happening here is that I can now continue working on other things that I was working, and then I can go back to my experiment, which I can keep around. Boom, and there it goes again. So now I can switch between the two. Cool. So hopefully this helps. We're actually going to remove the experiment then. Git branch this one. So we don't have the experiment anymore. And then on GitHub, which is this thing, you can keep like your projects there and everything. This is the meme machine that I was working on the other week that I mentioned. So you can actually access the code from other people as well. You can browse things like this. So hopefully that works. Also, I just realized that someone else came in. So hi, Curio Psychology. So welcome. And we're coding a simple email assistant. So today we're probably not going to achieve much more, because usually I only do like an hour or so. We're going to hit that point. But we've built a prototype where you can send emails to an address. Only runs when I keep it running locally, so it's not running right now, but you can check the other videos. I've shown how to do that. So we're using Mailgun, Python. We can send an email to this one address, uses AI, processes your email, attachments, etc. Well, parts of it for now, and then sends a reply. And we've got a little prototype, and now we're going to be moving into production. And our goal is to go from a little prototype to something that people can pay for and build something. So, and then either you watch me fail miserably or succeed at getting at least one person paying. So, but even if it fails, it's going to be fun, hopefully. And then I have ideas for what to build next, so it's fine. Okay, but this was one of the lives before, so you can create a sample machine from YouTube and just use clips. But anyway, my point is just talk about GitHub. So you can put your code here, you can make it public, you can version the code, you can go back and forward in versions, you can create pages as well for free, which is where the entire thing is. Actually, if you go here, you've got the entire project. So cool. Yeah, so you're going to study. Yeah, nice to meet you. Again, like if you ever have questions, find my Discords on the profile. Just join. Ask questions. That's fine. Yeah, and thanks. Yeah, hopefully I'll get popular. Yes, I mean I'm doing it because I really like coding, if I'm honest, and kind of sharing these things out there and having fun with other people. But it will be fun if more people watch the videos. I also have some longer videos, not lives, that are hopefully coming at some point in the future. But anyway, have a good one. Have a good night, and good luck with your app. Yeah. If anyone else is watching, by the way, GM Fad is building an app that is going to be pretty cool. So pay attention. Okay. Cool. So maybe let's do like 10 more minutes or something like that. I'm very happy that someone came in, so I'm really happy. So today I kind of feel like that's already progress, and then I can continue building. We're trying to get things into more production looking thing, and right now what happened is like we moved stuff and it's just really complicated. We don't want that. We want, so we've got the tests, what else? The data sets, keep them there. And now, so we're going to create something like inbound and webhook or something like that. Actually, no. let's call it API, and inbound, and then let's close all these things. Everything is open. Keep things tidy. Okay, mail webhook. This is in main. Nope, that's not what we want. Send Mailgun parser. Nope. Also, if anyone is watching, I'm also open to suggestions as to what you'd find interesting on building a business from 0 to something. If you don't like the coding part, we can do other things. I mean, it will be impossible to satisfy everyone, but yeah. Okay, so where am I? We want this. Okay, for now. You see? Let me show you something. So now if I move this is why I quite like AI. If I move this, it's pretty easy not to fix all this. Like, we're just copying code. But I now need to like set up the logger and all the stuff, and then I also want it here, and I just to read more code, and I know what to do there, so I don't need to do it. I'm not learning that. So this is another thing you can do. It's not. Move Mailgun webhook to inbound.py. And actually, sorry, I should have just done this. Inbound.py. Move. Yeah, let's do this. Mailgun. What is the name of the function? Yeah, Mailgun webhook. There you go. Now, hopefully, it's smart enough to fix the issues. Okay. Also, just check. I should have put the server running earlier, right? And then the people could just try it out while I'm coding, but I guess it's mostly broken. Okay. I want to move the actual endpoint, and then main should be registering the endpoints to the application. The roots. Cool. I'm quite happy. I always like when people join the chat, so this is pretty good. I mean, my dream is to get to a point where I'm making cool videos, we're coding interesting applications together, sharing ideas, and have more of a community thing. And then we take these, maybe this hour, it's more like community thing for a chat and see how things are going. And my goal actually is to get to a point where somehow I'm sustainable with YouTube or something, and then we just build open source and help people out. Don't know yet how to get there. So this is one attempt, is to make something that people pay for, and then I can do whatever I want. Okay, so include right there, that's all good. Yeah, this is good. And then next file. And this is the thing we had. Okay, so I only have about 10 minutes, so we're not going to get it running again, everything, because I would need to start the ngrok stuff. So I'm going to assume this is working. I'll just start it. UV run. Oh, yeah, run. I mean, it's not exploding. That's a good sign. And I did not start ngrok, so no one's going to be able to reach out to this. But let's see. Did I leave this one? Yep. Cool. Sorry, I've just switched back to my keyboard and now I forgot where all the keys are. So curl. Yay. So it's running. I'm going to leave it running actually, because if it breaks, then we know. Moved API to inbound. I'm kind of feel like this part is boring. As in, I mean, I like doing it, but it's probably boring to watch. So I'm just moving things around. I'm going to do that offline, I think. What should we? Let's pick up something to do next time that is more interesting. So I want to get it all set up. If you're watching this live or otherwise, leave in the comments if you actually want to see how to set up SQL lids, the tests, everything. Otherwise, I'm going to leave that for later and we just build the application. So this I'm going to try and do myself. In my mind, it made sense to build everything during the videos and then spend the rest of the time trying to figure out how to get people to go watch the videos. I don't think that's going to be a winning strategy. Unless I was doing this every day, that would make more sense. But right now, it's going to be too slow as well. Because last time, what happened, if you're rewatching this, is that we realized that I thought I would be able to do this in maybe 2 more sessions, but I think we probably have enough work for 6 more sessions. That's not going to work out. So I'm going to do it faster. This is everything we need to do. And if anyone's watching this, please mention what you'd like to see. Okay, so let's just finish this out and call it a day. It's warm in here. Okay, but very, very cool. Include router. Okay, so we've got inbound. Okay, so that's starting to look better. What else? We're going to create like some services. Maybe we'll need to rename these things, but AI service. Yes, let's move it. Sure. Yep. Email service. And now we don't need to call them. We don't need to say service again. Okay. That's fine. Okay. So now AI email. Okay. Save everything. We'll need some utilities for the email as well. We'll figure that out. Okay, so config, what is going on here? I feel like this file is useless. Yeah, no, this file is useless. We don't care. What's going to break? Nothing, as I expected. We're already doing that here, right? No, actually, not sure if I did the right thing there. Oh. Config. Where is this also being loaded? Nowhere. Oh, I see. So we've got this main, and then we've got that main. This is not good. So we're going to rename this to client. Or actually, sorry, API. Okay, going to move this here. And we're going to call it, no, we're going to call it main or something. Oh, actually, yeah. Let's call the app. Okay. So main. So here we're loading that. I feel like I'm going to hit myself in the foot because once we have the whole thing running, it's not going to be like this. Anyway, for now, that's what we've got. So it's not doing much there. So I don't know. It's too verbose. This thing, this file is too small. No, this, where is this being used? No way. Leave it. Take it off. Copy the logging. Got. Okay. Okay. Now we can probably do this. It's still running. Oh. App main. What's happening? Oh, silly me. This is the one outside. Okay, let's app API app. This is not good. Oh, great. Let's do the inbound, and then we come here, and oh, this is not good. That was funny. Do I need? Let's not complicate things, dude. Move all the endpoint registry from. I wish I could just reference from here, from app, yeah, to inbound. Okay, and update main to call the right place. Okay. 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 That's okay. Okay, that's good. Now, one thing I want to do is this should be MIME. MIME, is it MIME? Webhook. Receive, maybe. Let's see what Mailgun says. What do they have? Oh. No, not again. Mailgun. So you cannot see the login because I don't want to disclose passwords and stuff, but wait a second. Is that the right one? No. I think I'm returning to Safari because of the password management is so much better. Back. There you go. Okay. Okay, so let's see what they call it in the roots. Receiving. I guess. Yeah, we're going to call it more by the receive. Do we need to call it webhook? Maybe. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Receive email web. Receive email hook. Okay, for now we're going to stay with this. Emails from Mailgun webhook. Okay. Also, we want to just make sure we don't forget these things. We go here. Story notify. Assumes we're receiving with Mailgun's story notify on. Okay. Well. Okay. So yeah, so nothing we're going to start doing after. So let's cancel this, see if it works. One thing we're going to start doing after is to, which actually makes it work quite well with AI, is to start documenting on the here what the intention of the file is, and then we can verify if we're doing the right thing. Okay. Don't like this either. Let's fix it in a minute. I always say I'm going to do 10 more minutes and then I do like 20 or 30. My family is arriving soon, so I want to be done by then to have dinner. Let's see. Okay, let's continue. Where am I? We're committing this. Renamed webhook. Okay. Models. API. Yeah, for now. Actually, where is it used? It's used in multiple places. Okay, let's keep it there. Oh. But let's maybe, because we're going to be doing more with this data models. Okay, and now we're going to go email. Moved data models. Interesting. API models. Building parser. That should be fine. New models. Models. Oh, all good. Wait. Yeah, this is why I don't like it like this. That's the next thing I'm going to fix. Data models, email. Okay. What? What am I missing? Something stupid. Okay. Yeah, that's the next thing I want to do, is to not do this. We want to go absolute. Let's create a rule. Generate memories. Bam. Done. Okay. Cancel. Okay. Imports. Imports. Always imports in Python with the full path. No relative paths. Okay. Oh yeah, PyCache. Probably want to run without it. It was running already, right? Not fine. Okay, so now. Cool. I'm actually finding it interesting to just watch what Claude is doing. Okay, so this is not going to work because it's failing. It's failing with this error. Okay. Huh. Stop. It's actually working. Okay. Let's just curl again. Yay. Models. So now let's go files. Can I import the whole thing? So add. Oh. Code. Can I not import everything? Oh. Yeah, there you go. Add that. Can you import with the full path instead of relative imports? Because now we scan through the whole project. Cool. Anyway, so I think we're going to finish soon. Today we're just moving things around to start moving towards more production. We've got something we can receive emails, we can check them out with AI or like generate some responses. And not yet fully supporting attachments, but some level of support, but still broken. And then we can also reply, and now we're moving into actually making this a product. On a final note, I still really like Claude as a model, but this week I've been finding that OpenAI O3, it's kind of getting faster, and it was pretty good. So maybe next time we'll do O3. They've also announced like a cheaper, faster version. So yeah, my family is arriving soon, so I'm going to be going and getting dinner. Let me check. I'm testing the new version of iOS, so now the battery dies almost immediately. Okay. Claude is working for us. Good. That means we can have a chat while Claude works. I must say, I quite like this. Like, if you know how to read code, you know what's going on, you know what you want, you just get it done. And then we can chat while doing that and think about more like bigger picture. Also, if anyone's watching this and has watched previous streams, let me know if you prefer this camera angle or not. I feel like adds a bit more volume, even with all the mess. I don't know how much of the mess you can see. At least some boxes. I cannot work in a tidy environment. I wish I could, because I really like those. Well, I appreciate those YouTubers who do like these really neat environments. But that's not who I am or want to be. So yes, I feel like neat environments. Maybe this is going to be a disappointment. Okay, cool. So we've changed all that. We also added a rule. So from now on, this should always be the case. Okay. Let's just make sure that it's still working correctly. So now changed to full paths in the imports. Where did it go? No. No, interesting. Changed to full paths in the imports. Okay. Sometimes after a prototype, I wonder if it is easier to simply just start over and copy the code we need instead of trying to refactor the prototype. It's a pretty small amount of code, which is why I thought that would be okay. Okay, cool. So I think we're close to done for today. Let's see where we are. So we need to still clean up a lot of stuff. This thing doesn't work. We don't care. Utils, this is a bad name. Let's we're going to have a common, and then I'll build some tests offline so we can test the emails quickly and our assumptions without taking too long. Because actually I want to be in a place where we can ask Claude, hey, what does the, given this structure that we just got, what does the email require? Like, what do I need to send back to Mailgun to be a proper response, for example? And then we just encode that in the test, keep going, and then we test it for real, see if that works. Or maybe we would even do a hard code reply with that, with whatever Claude said. And then if that works, we use it as a test, and then we just validate that we're doing the right thing. And AI is good at generating tests. So common, we go there. Okay. Mailgun parser. We'll need to rewrite this. This is rubbish code. Yeah, we're going to have to rewrite those, so that's fine. Moved utils for now. Okay, so actually we're going to do one more thing. Let's clean this up. No, I forgot. I need to make it save everything when I do this. Okay, so tests. Can you create a test using Fast API client that sends a simple email to our webhook? Inbound. Oh, inbound. Yeah. Mock any requests to the AI. And for now, I just want to set up the tests. It doesn't actually need to validate anything. So maybe send an empty request. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not explaining very well. Okay, as I said last time, one thing that we also want to start doing is create notepads to explain what we're doing right now, and then kind of use AI in multiple stages to get there. So actually, we're going to start doing that. Set up tests. Okay. We're setting up tests to make it easier to validate our assumptions of the email format that we need to reply and what we're receiving, and also to speed up development by fixing the emails in fixtures and running the application from there most times. obviously tests are useful for unit testing and guaranteeing that the application continues working. But we're going to drive the application development with this to avoid wasting time with Mailgun directly. To do this, it's important that we validate our assumptions as we go. This means we may need to build temporary test scripts to request something from Mailgun or to listen to some API endpoint. For example, we may create a temporary application that listens to the same API endpoints as, let's replace this, inbound, but saves the results instead or sends back a hard-coded message. Okay, this is what we want to do next time or something, or for me offline. So we've got the test, let's see. PyTest, we need to install. Okay, install. We need to install, oh, wait a second. Rules. Setup, yeah. Auto attached. Maybe, oh, for now I'll keep it manual. We're using UV to manage the project. Okay, then. Oh. We started the project without UV, so it's possible that some setup is inaccurate. If you spot any issues, please fix them. Yeah, it's a good way to inject fixing things as we go. Okay, for now this is it. Okay, so pay attention to, can you see this, or is it going behind my face? No. So rules. Oh. Setup. There you go. Okay. Yay. And now I know what I was doing wrong earlier. Setting up. There was something missing as well. So it's the add. Okay, run. Cool, now it's going to fix for us. In the meantime, PyProject, dev dependencies, and requirements. What was the other thing we didn't have? UVcorn. I guess for now we're going to consider dev. I'll add it properly because it might be different versions. Okay. Cool, it's passing. So yeah. Let's accept for now since it's just this file. Added tests, kind of, and they're not doing much. Also UV and dev UVcorn. Yay. That project. There you go. added record. Okay, so what is happening here? So we've got the test client, we've got email. Yeah, actually, we're going to set this up even a bit better quickly. Move the fixtures to a fixture folder and a file called. No, let's not complicate yet. But basically, I don't want to get to a point where it's just lots of like inline things. Group all the related tests within the same class. Okay, so can remove this. Then we're going to start setting up the tests for real. Yep, and let's just make sure you can still boot. Yep. Yeah. Okay. 3 warnings. We'll fix the warnings another time. Okay, let's see what's here. Okay, just asserting that it's calling a function as we requested, just nothing major. We'll build some of the tests, emails. Improved test structure. Okay. I have an idea. Let's give it a try. Let's just see how far we can get. So here, we're going to put a notepad, set up tests. Okay, we've got the test inbound, and then we're going to use the folder. Oh, not this one. Folder, where's the data? Okay, I'll put email with attachment. We want to create more useful tests. Can you replace the existing tests with something that validates we are trying to send the right email structure with the reply and all the attributes? No, actually no. Search online if you have to, but I'm trying to figure out how Mailgun works and what it expects to be able to send a reply to the actual email within the same thread. We then want to validate that in a test. You can see an example in the text file provided, and we're going to simplify the tests in the test inbound with validating just our assumptions about email structures. Provide some advice on that. also, there's Notion. We were going to, yeah, we're not going to do this anymore here because Flanker is actually not needed. So we'll take this out. Okay. I think my family arrived, so I might go now. You can use Flanker for inspiration. Oh, we're experiencing. Yeah, let's swap, no problem. Okay, so I think we're going to end here for today. Let's see if we've done anything useful. It's not quite Dockerized yet. I mean, who cares? We're going to do that when we go into Railway to deploy. So today we started moving more towards having something that we can test and better structure here as well. I think so. We've progressed. We haven't finished any of the main points, but this part is always a bit messier because we're just poking things around, making sure things are in the right place. I want to get to a point where it's smooth, and to get to a point where it's smooth to develop, sometimes you need to spend some time experimenting with the setup. I feel like that I should probably be doing offline. So I think I'm going to try and do that before the next live. So anyway, so if you're enjoying this, awesome, please like and subscribe. And I will see you next Tuesday. So we're going to be continuing building. We'll need a break. We'll need some other topic at some point, maybe for Thursday. But like for now, we're going to continue building that AI thing, which is the simplest email assistant, where you choose what it gets there. You just forward an email or send an email to a specific address. You get the response. You can parse. Attachments. You can do all that, and we're going to get to a point where it goes from what we have now, prototype, to someone paying. Someone not being me or my brother. So hopefully you'll enjoy the path and the journey. Please subscribe. And today was pretty awesome. We got to actually to chat a little bit. So yeah, I consider that a success. I'll see you soon. Bye. Oh, join Discord as well. There's the Discord thing somewhere in the video and the profile. Okay. Bye-bye. Is it still streaming?